Today I will be reading a creepypasta that I have typed up. Mage the Whisperer. It was about midnight and I couldn't get to sleep. I kept hearing someone whispering in my ear. I knew it was my imagination. It kept saying, "Why don't you go to sleep?" I was just about to fall asleep when I heard my window break and glass shattered everywhere. I was on the second floor of my house, though, so how could it be possible? I jumped out of my bed the second I heard it. As I opened my eyes, I seen a face right in front of mine. It was a girl, about maybe 15. She seemed to have scratches on her face, but when I got a closer look, they weren't scratches. She had been given the Chelsea smile, but only one side was sewed up. Her hair was short but pitch black. Her eyes were the worst part. Her eyes had been gouged out. She was wearing a mask that only covered her eyes, but she could see because there were holes, of course. Her eyes were oozing with black and red gooey substances. What she said, though, is the thing that surprised me. She said, "Why don't you go to sleep?" Then, out of nowhere, she bit my cheek and left a hole the size of a quarter in it. I pushed her off of me, and that gave me enough time to call the police. She then started to run at me. She snatched the phone from me and ran for the window. She then jumped out of the window and jumped from tree to tree. It didn't help that I lived in the middle of a forest. 3 days later, the whispering started again. I locked myself up in my house's basement and stayed there till sunrise every night for fear of that thing to come back and kill me. I have kept that story to myself till now in fear that she would go after anyone I had told. Every time I would do research on this girl, my power would go out. I would get scared and more scared every time I did. I left my house and moved to the city. I never returned to that forest again, abandoning my mansion, leaving it there to belong to whatever remains out there in that forest. I have vowed to never, ever go back again, and ever since that, I stopped sleeping. I got sent to a loony bin, and every night there, it was near the forest too, every night I heard that same whispering in my ear. Why don't you go to sleep?